Well, welcome everybody. And for all of those that, since Facebook was not cooperating with us, thank you for joining us via Zoom. Pop in anytime. But also just thank you for being here to listen to a great opportunity. I was introduced to this opportunity 8 years ago and put it by the wayside, thought that it wasn't for me at all. Didn't even want to like remotely look at the products because I'm like, definitely just followed the normal path of things and found out that I needed to also look for other ways. I was kind of doing every other kind of medicine along with my regular stuff. And I decided that if there are other things that can help my body naturally, then I wanted to do that. I was using all kinds of supplements from my chiropractor. And I learned about this thing called activation, which is what you're going to hear about today. And I'm super excited for you to learn about what activation is versus supplementation and how that can help our bodies really do what God designed them to do, which is super fantastic and has helped me a ton over the last year. I started mostly because I was sharing the products with some friends, and I'm like, well, they came out with this new hair product. You should definitely try it. And so, as I was sharing that with friends, and Annie was so gracious to let them have a few samples, then my dog got hurt, and they suggested that they should have some surgery. Well, I didn't want to have my dog having surgery and like helping him go outside and all of that kind of stuff. And so we'll talk about a pet product. And so I was going to just order the pet product for my dog because who doesn't love their fur babies? And so Tommy started the pet tandem. And lo and behold, I said, well, if I'm ordering for my dog and if I'm sharing it with everybody, I'll just take the product. So I started taking some of the product, noticed some differences, and jumped in. And one of the things that I've learned over that course of time is that I am now surrounded by like minded individuals, people that just share their hearts. And I'm looking for some additional time freedom at some point in time as well in this crazy, crazy world. And so this is a company and an opportunity. The products, I love them. And just the opportunity over time for me to grow and change is incredible. So I'm going to turn it over to Tanya, and she'll talk a little bit about more about the products and a little bit more about the company, and then we'll round out and I'll talk about the opportunity and just some of the things that are changing in the world and how the timing couldn't be better. But for you, it's all about what's best for you and what God has planned for you. So I'm going to turn it over to Tanya now.
Awesome. Thanks, Jen. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. If you're watching this playback, we're so grateful because you were invited to take a look at this information for a reason. It's because the person that invited you here, they care about you and they want you to know what they know. We feel like it's that important. My name's Tanya Sheldon. I live in Meridian, Idaho, and we're going to share a company called LifeVantage with you tonight. I've been a part of this company for almost 9 years. It'll be 9 years in October. And this came into my life when I was very open to opportunity. I had been a stay-at-home mom for about 2 to 3 years, and life was just okay. There was never any extra money at the end of the month. And I also had a mom that had health issues. My husband had health issues, and we were searching for ways to help them. But I was really in search of becoming my better self. And I knew early on that network marketing would be a great way for me to find that, because I knew enough to know that if you were going to succeed, you could only succeed by helping others. And I knew I had a gift. I think my best gift is my heart for others. And I just knew that I wanted to use that in a big way. So LifeVantage was everything that I didn't know I was looking for. It checked a lot of boxes, especially health-wise. So I'm really grateful that I get to share the products with you tonight or today, whenever you're watching this. So we're going to go through this really quickly here for you. So what we're doing at LifeVantage, the beautiful part that we have with our products is we are actually flipping the switch on your DNA, on your genetic potential. We are designed to have so much potential within our bodies where our bodies can produce their own antioxidants. We can create our own energy. We can get rid of the waste in our cells. But the problem is, as we age, the body's ability to do all of that, it goes away. And then we're fighting to feel better. We're fighting to get rid of all these things that just don't make us feel good. So we're going to help equip your body in a way that maybe you haven't been able to find the answers to. So one thing that people, I think, are becoming more aware of, and maybe we're not using this term, but we are being hijacked daily. Our cells of our body are being hijacked, whether it's through the food and the water that we're eating or drinking because of the heavy pesticides, the minerals, the metals, personal, whether it's the stress that we're under. So many of us can relate to that today. There is so much that can occur in our life emotionally, physically, and if we choose to address it or not, it is affecting the cells of our body. It is wreaking havoc on our body, and our body needs help to get rid of that and to get through that. Environmental issues, whether it's pollution, sun damage, the cleaners we're using, the beauty products, everything you put on your skin is absorbed within seconds. And of course, our technology, right? The EMFs, everything around us is just becoming more and more powerful, and it's wreaking havoc on our body. And did you know there's 85,000 chemicals that have been introduced since the Industrial Revolution? 85,000, you guys. So we're going to address 3 theories of aging. And the first theory is oxidative stress. No one is immune to that. And so when we talk about these theories of aging, the thing that we want to do is we want to try to eliminate everything that I just talked about. We want it to go away, but it's not going to go away. It's a part of life. It's probably going to get worse, and it's dimming our lights. It's affecting the way that we feel. And a lot of those side effects that we're feeling then are a decreased immune system. That's not a healthy thing to have right now. Brain fog. We're feeling sluggish, we're lacking mood, we're lacking motivation, we're lacking that want to get out of bed and go through the day. Some of us are just rolling out and just not feeling that motivation that we want to even start the day. There's increased stress that we have, which also affects our mood. And then, of course, just really feeling tired and having fatigue. So what's really happening in our bodies when the light is dimming, when all of those stressors are bombarding our cells, it's affecting us in a way where we're having high oxidative stress, we're having a mitochondrial decline, and we're having a decline in our sirtuin activities. What are those? I had no idea what those were when this was introduced to me, but I'm so grateful that I know what they are today. So what we found is that science has already discovered that our genes contain incredible abilities to keep our bodies healthy. I did not know this. When this was introduced to me, I was taking a multivitamin thinking that that was enough because I was a healthy girl. I didn't look for science on it. I really didn't know what it was doing for me. I just thought that I should be taking it. But having people around me that were sick, this was something I wanted to look into. And then I discovered that our body is equipped with so much potential. It just needs that extra kick, that extra help to make it function the way it's supposed to so that we can age with the life of vitality. So if you could leverage your genes and flip the switch, turn them on to do what they're supposed to do, would you do that? I am so glad that I said yes. And I'm honestly so grateful that you're here getting this information, because you don't know what you don't know. And even if the timing doesn't feel right for you right now, I guarantee you're probably going to think of someone in your life right now that could use this information. This has completely changed my husband's life. So the first theory of aging is oxidative stress. That simply is like, as you can see, when you cut open an apple, when you bite into an apple, if you leave it sit, it starts to brown. That same thing is happening within the cells of our body. Our body's natural response to oxidative stress and our cells rusting and browning and getting older is to produce its own antioxidants. We have enzymes in our body that can create antioxidants. Many of us think we have to take all of them. That's not the case. You can take antioxidants. You still want to have a healthy diet, get a lot of sleep, have good relationships in your life, but it can only do so much for your body. But if we can flip the switch and get your body to produce its own antioxidants, then you help reduce that oxidative stress that is coming. The problem is, as we age, the body's ability to do that decreases. So what we want to do is flip the switch. And we're doing that by activating a pathway in your body called NRF2, NRF2. When we activate that pathway, we're doing it with a blend of 5 plants. Now we are allowing your body to upregulate those antioxidant enzymes that you already have. And when we do that, you're decreasing the oxidative stress level by an average of 40% in 30 days. This is so significant that ABC News did an investigative report on our flagship product, on Protandim Nerve 2 in 2005. They went in to debunk these findings because there was a term anti-aging that was coined with it. They wanted to find out if this was real or not. So they did a blood test. They did a blood test on John Quinones. They found after 2 weeks, his oxidative stress levels were lowered by an average of 40%, back to that of an infant child. They also found that after 30 days, they could not distinguish the blood between an 80-year-old and a 20-year-old. We have that ABC investigative report. We will be posting it in the event page. If you're seeing this and you're not a part of the event, make sure you get in there. We'll make sure you can see that ABC investigative report. I've seen it thousands of times, and it still blows my mind every single time I see it that I, a stay-at-home mom, a girl with a degree in coaching and PE and health, gets to share this information with you because it is changing people's lives in such a phenomenal way. Oxidative stress is linked to hundreds of diseases. And that's what got my attention because it was linked to everything that my mom and my husband were dealing with. So why would I not put this in their body? So that's the first theory of aging. And after that ABC report aired, there were other researchers and scientists and universities that said, we know the harmful effects of high oxidative stress levels in the body. We know that that's not a good thing. So if your product if your product does what you say it's going to do, we want to study it. And hundreds of studies started happening. One of the studies that came from that, which was done by Washington State University, they studied that pathway that produces antioxidants. And they say that NRF2 is likely to be the most important health promoting approach in the foreseeable future. NRF2 may become the most extraordinary breakthrough in the history of health. That's not our company saying this. That is another outside source that is saying that pathway in the body is so strong and so therapeutic that it could become the most extraordinary breakthrough in the history of health. This has pharmaceutical companies studying it. This has other universities studying it because they know the power behind it. And we're showing you just 5 plants blended together that can reduce it in your body by an average of 40% in 30 days. Nothing else in the world has yet to make that same claim, you guys. So here's what's happening. As we age, our body's antioxidant protection against oxidative stress declines as we age. But when you take Protandim Nerve 2 and you activate the pathways, activate those enzymes, now your antioxidant production stays intact even as you age. That's phenomenal. It's crazy we get to say that. So there's a site called PubMed. It's short for public medicine. If you're a doctor or a researcher, this is where you go for your information. I talked about that ABC report. The universities, the institutions you're seeing right now on the screen, they are the places that took Protandim Nerve 2 and started studies. We're talking about the American Heart Association. We're talking about the Anti-Aging Association. So many of these institutions do not study plant-based products. Still today, if you go to PubMed and you type in Protandim, you're going to see over 20 peer-reviewed studies on this product. And yet, that is not common. To put in a plant-based product in PubMed, you're probably not going to find studies on the product as a whole. You can go to PubMed and find plenty of studies on an ingredient like turmeric or ashwagandha, but a product, you will not find that. That's what makes this so unique. That's what makes this so real. That's what makes this something you have to really look at for you and those that you love. My husband was dealing with something that was so hard for him to get through. He was trying to change his diet. He was trying to exercise. He has so much inflammation in his body, and nothing we were doing was helping. I had to order this product behind his back because of the skepticism that he had. And it has completely changed his life. And it's been 9 years now. And I know there will never be a day. Just today, he changed his auto ship, his subscription, so that he could make sure we had another bottle of Protandim Nerve 2 coming, because he said that is the one thing we cannot go without. He knows the power that it has in his body. It is a lifetime investment for us. So the second theory, there's two more of aging. One of them is mitochondrial health, and one of them is sirtuin activity. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor. I just know from what the company has brought to us and the information and the stories that have come to me, and because I keep plugging into information, I know the basics I need to know to bring this to you today. You don't have to be a doctor or a scientist to know this. And I get to follow these slides along the way too. So I want you to know how simple this can be. So with mitochondria, it's just like what you see. It's like the battery of your cell. It's the powerhouse of your cell. Our cells cannot function without mitochondria. And our body is supposed to have these activated pathways that will get rid of the old mitochondria and then produce new mitochondria. That's what we want. We want our cells always charging. But again, as we age, our body's ability to do that decreases. So we flip the switch, we do it through plants, and now we're turning on the body's ability to give us new mitochondria, to give us that powerhouse of our cell, and we're increasing the production of NRF1, another pathway, by nearly 70%. We're boosting, giving you that charge that you need in your cell. When you can do that with mitochondria, when you can give your cells what it needs, now we're talking about benefits of increased cellular energy, of course. You're improving your sleep quality, you're improving your cellular repair, and you're supporting cognitive and brain health and healthy circulatory systems as well, and a healthy cardiovascular system. Who doesn't want that, right? There, you can also go to PubMed and you can type in mitochondrial decline with different disease states, and you're going to see the harmful effects of that. There are so many different ailments that are also linked to low mitochondrial levels in the body. Just imagine, it's just pretty simple. If you can imagine giving your cells everything that it needs to be happy, to be clean, to be joyful. If someone were to take your cell, a test of, or a sample of your blood and put it under a microscope, is it going to look sluggish and slow and kind of chubby because it just has all this inflammation? Or is it going to look really vibrant and clean and happy? That's what we're giving you with these three theories of aging. That's what allows you to have that vitality as you age. So the third theory of aging is sirtuin decline. Now we're going to activate a pathway called NAD. I encourage you to look up NAD. The information on it will blow your mind on the health benefits of this pathway in the body. If you don't have NAD or sirtuins working in your body, you're dead. You have to have it to survive. Sirtuins are like the garbage men. So they're responsible for cleaning up all that rust, all that gunk, and making sure that your cells don't have the built up and backed up waste in it. Our body has that ability, but again, as we age, that ability declines. So we're activating NAD in your body. We're getting those sirtuin guys to get rid of that backed up waste. We're doing it through plants, and we're increasing your sirtuin activity by 100% in 24 hours. That is so significant because so many people, some don't even realize it. They're trying to upregulate their sirtuin activity in their body through intermittent fasting. We intermittent fast to allow our body some time to clean itself out, to get rid of the toxins. That upregulates sirtuins also in your body, but you're not going to get it by 100%. We're giving you this with plants, upregulating it by 100% in 24 hours. When you do that, the benefits of NAD, you guys, listen to this. We're talking about mental and physical energy, mood and motivation. I'm going to stop right there for a second because my husband, when I gave him NAD for the first time, he takes it for 5 days, then he stops taking it and he's like, I'm not feeling anything. And I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. And then he comes back on day 6, not taking it. And he's like, totally felt it. It was completely a different day because I didn't have that. And that's what it took for him. These three together, these three theories of aging, reducing oxidative stress, boosting mitochondria, boosting sirtuin activity, this is called our trisynergizer. It is like the trifecta of your health. So many health benefits from this, you guys. When you take them all together, look what's happening in the blue. We are upregulating that genetic potential again, upregulating your genes by 73, 84, up to 800%. We're giving your body more therapeutic potential to function and do what it's supposed to do. Your healthy inflammatory response being upregulated by 830%, that's a big deal, right? Who does not want that working for them in their body? So this is our trisynergizer. And when you do that, when you flip that switch, here are the rest of the great side effects that you're going to get from that, right? You're going to support positive mood, like I said. You're going to support healthy longevity, improve mental focus and concentration, boost mental and physical energy, supports healthy inflammatory response, support healthy vascular system. It goes on for days. Like I said, there are so many amazing stories of people that have gone through their life not feeling well, not having answers, and then they take this trifecta, and the way that it triggers their body to address all of those issues, it's phenomenal what it does for people. And Jen has a resource for you. It's a Facebook page we have where you can look at all the scientific information. You can see people's stories. You can see information for days on what this is doing for other people. I would do the Oprah if I could and give this out for free to everyone that I know. I believe that strongly in it. I will not ever, ever, never, never. I'll let my electricity go out before I stop taking these products. That's how much I believe in them. They come in packets or they come in bottles. The packets are easy to take on the go. It's that simple. This last screen simply is going to show you the round out the rest of the products we represent. We took that Nerf 2, our flagship product, and we basically built a product pipeline on top of that. So we have that Nerf 2 activation infused in our skincare, our hair care, and our dog product. That dog product, like Jen said, people pay more for their pets than they do for themselves. And that simply came because people were giving the human product to their pets. They even give it to horses. People give it to cats. There's amazing, people give it to cows. It's amazing the effects that it does when you lower the oxidative stress. So the pet product, it's the only one of its kind, reduces oxidative stress, and it's like a chicken bacon flavor. It's a treat for them. The hair care and skincare, I'm telling you, my hair has never, ever, never, never been healthier because I'm putting such clean formula on it. We can prove to you the ratings of how clean it is. These products have received rewards, Stevie Awards, that have gotten massive recognition for them. We have Axio. If there were ever a time that Axio is needed, it's now, because you're going to have so many parents that are going to be maybe doing the homeschooling thing. My daughters love Axio. I love Axio. I won't go a day without it, but it gives you this ability to calm your brain down so that you can focus and you can have the mental clarity you need to do what you need to do. It supports your mood, it supports your happiness, and I can say a big amen to that because I see that in my daughter when she gets overwhelmed with schoolwork and then has to do her homework. I am telling you, that stuff is phenomenal what it does for people. It's so, so good. So it's got all the good stuff, none of the bad stuff, and it tastes amazing. You just throw it in water. And then we're going to address your gut. We have a prebiotic, a probiotic, and we do it in a way where we're going to boost your immune system. We're going to make sure that the bacteria you need gets into the small and large intestine and then it doesn't release the minute that you take it. When you get your gut healthy, you guys, so many other things can happen. Your gut has to be healthy so your body can absorb everything else and then work the way it's supposed to. We've got omegas. That's like lotion for your cells. Our brain, our heart, our gut, it needs healthy fats. It needs those omegas. We get too many 6s from our diet. So we're giving you those 3s and those 7s, and we're giving you vitamin D in it as well. We all need vitamin D. And then our weight management system has a protein shake. My daughter loves it. It's a vanilla flavor, 18 grams of protein. And then we have a fat burn as well, which targets visceral fat in the body, that toxic fat. It's got amazing extracts in it to really help target that bad fat that can sometimes wreak havoc on our cells as well. So that's our pipeline. If you want more information on any of the products that I mentioned, we have so much information for you. You could simply look at Jen's website, and if you click on any product, you're going to see everything you need to know on that product. You'll see FAQs, you'll see the ingredients, you'll see the product information. She can get you everything you need to know. Just let her know what stood out to you and what you want to hear about. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And now I get to hand it over to your hostess, Jen Dykstra, and she gets to share with you more about her story of what attracted her to finally saying yes and then loving the business side of this. There you
I,
go.
all
You're
right.
unmuted.
All right. So I can't see you guys, but I can see the screens. Is there another way to change that up, Tanya, or no, not really?
No, it's not.
Okay.
And I don't see your screen yet. Can you share it?
I did share it.
Oh, try again.
Try again. No?
Nope.
Hmm.
There
No,
you go.
all
Got it.
right. Perfect. All right. So one of the things that I want to talk a little bit about LifeVantage and how fantastic of a company it is. It actually started about 11 years ago in Utah, and it is publicly traded, which is a huge benefit to any company that's out there. We are also debt free. And our board of directors is stacked with fantastic people that came from executives from Coca-Cola, Airbnb, all of those other kind of other gig economy kinds of things where we go and we look for businesses or things to do. One of the great things is like look at these trends that are continuing to grow. So health and wellness, especially over time, even since 2010. And it would be interesting to see now what 19 and 2020 has done to these wellness trends based off of everybody just wanting to take care of their health more, take care of their bodies more, all of those kinds of things. I'm a shopper. One person that I introduced us to said, well, I love to shop and look at clothing and accessories. And we think that that's where everybody really wants our trends are going and we're all going to go do something. But look at what's happening just in general to retail and all of those things just kind of going by the wayside. Whereas, again, more so we're looking for our health and our wellness. How are we taking care of our families? All of those kinds of things. So looking at knowing that this has grown by 60% in the last 80 year or the last 8 years is pretty darn phenomenal. And then look, when Tanya talked about anti-aging, if you were to go out and just like Google anti-aging, the number of dollars that are being spent in anti-aging is unreal. So what they're projecting is over $600 billion are spent in all of these different categories. And I would have thought weight loss, as much as I see weight loss out there as being a huge opportunity, when you look at anti-aging and the number of dollars that are looking for ways to create greater longevity, and it's not just about not getting older. It's about how we take care of our body so that we can live more vibrantly, have more vitality, and be able to do the things that we want to do. I love the skincare. I have a friend that she said, I swear by this skincare. So each one of these might fit within that, and that's what LifeVantage brings for you. So we also probably all know all of us ladies like to make sure that everything's taken care of. So there's this cosmetics and the percentage that was spent in cosmetics and then now in wellness. And watch what's happened over the last year. It's shifting. And I think if you looked at it again now, it's going to continue to shift where more and more people want additional wellness and they're looking for ways to keep their body more intact. We're open to different kinds of opportunities to do all of that. So why the business? It's a perfect model. So how many of us are working from home? Yep, I'm still working from home, which is super fantastic. Mostly because Tommy's laying right next to me right here, and I get that piece of it. But when you work from home, you take advantage of being able to do other things like throwing in a load of laundry, all of those kinds of things. LifeVantage gives you a virtual office. You don't have to make it up. You don't have to figure out what's going on, and it doesn't cost a ton of money. And the one thing that I love the most is that all it is sharing your heart. So you can share socially via the internet. You can share with your family and your friends and all of those that are important to you. And you can share with anybody that you meet and let them decide that it's if it's perfect for you. There's an online store. It's yours alone. You sign up and it says jenniferdykstra.lifevantage.com, and there it is. It's that easy. In addition to that, I'm looking forward to the day where we can go back to traveling and you can work to have businesses all over the country and all over the world if that's something that you want. Since we are nationally traded or a publicly traded company, this is our income disclosure statement. You can see it all. These are the averages. They're not exactly what you might make. But if you look at that Pro 3 kind of rank right there at around an average of $600 a month, think about that. That's a stimulus check that people just got. And if you had 600 additional dollars that came to you every month and not just once to stimulate your economy, what would that do? That's enough to either make a car payment, save up for those family vacations, maybe even help families that are in dire straits because they've lost income or replacing that income, or it might just be that building that extra savings for retirement. And then if you continue to go up the ranks of Pro 5 and Pro 7, that's like real money that can bring people home that maybe they wanted to be that stay-at-home mom, maybe they wanted to be that stay-at-home dad, maybe they just are looking for an option to not have to work 40, 80, 60, 70, whatever hours it is. And the one thing about this is that it doesn't matter the walk of life that you came from, and you can earn dollars that those of what a physician who had to go to work for seven or to go to school for up to 18 months or 18 years, 20 years, and then they have all of that debt behind them. This has a super low barrier to entry. And so these are enrollment packs. And what ultimately happens is that you can choose kind of whatever fits best for you or your family. And I personally did the platinum pack because when I show you the next slide, you're going to be blown away at the savings. Now, who doesn't go shopping? And whenever I come home, I always say to Erin, how much did I save, right? And so for me, it was all about like, I got all of this product and I had all of this savings. And honestly, when I went to go in and I was like building all the things that I wanted to try, because I just needed to try every single product, my bill was really high. And I'm like, well, I might as well just start this business as well, which was super fantastic. So for me, it was all about the savings and the enrollment packs. So I'm sure you're thinking, well, can I even do this? Like, I can't get up here and have this conversation like Jen and Tanya, or I have no idea. Well, neither could I. But what I thought to myself was, well, what if? What if I didn't? What if I didn't step out of my proverbial box and grow and change and learn? And then my eyes were open to every bit of support that you have. So there's global support. I can pop on and have a conversation with somebody at corporate if I need to. I can pick up the phone. There's a simple, easy system, and you guys all participated in this system already. So I invited you. We're sharing a tool with you, and I'm connecting you with Tanya and a team. And so that's as easy as it is. There are regularly scheduled meetings that you can plug into when it works best for you based off of what fits. One of the greatest things that I've gotten out of this, and I just had a conversation with somebody yesterday, not even about business, but just everything that's going on and through life right now, is we're all working on our skill sets, our mindsets, our leadership. And LifeVantage really is investing in their people. Whether they're customers that we're feeding back or our distributors that are looking to grow their businesses, they're always looking for ways to help us grow and change and to give back to the community. And there's all kinds of support that goes along with that. Additionally, what you're going to see some next slides about really LifeVantage and how it differentiates itself. So one of the greatest things as you look at, we were named the best place to work in 2019, which think about that. Like, how many people don't want to be surrounded by great people? And so to have people that not only work at home, but also work in a corporate office that creates an environment and a culture that is super fantastic. You don't find that everywhere. Additionally, if you're looking for a global business and you know people across the world, we're in Europe, we're in Ireland, you're going to see some additional information of other places that were also open, so you could really expand your network as well. And Erin Brockovich, we all know her from the famous movie that she was in, but also for just paving the way for taking care of our bodies and health. And she was named to our board of directors last year as well. Tanya mentioned the Stevie Awards, which is awards for new products. And it takes a lot to be recognized for new products and having a best product. And so that's a really, really, really great honor. We're also on the Russell 3000, which is an index that tracks kind of everything that for dollars and cents for those of you that are in the investment world. We're also in New Zealand. And then while everybody else was potentially seeing what would happen within their world and how their revenue streams would change, we had a quarter that was better, that was our highest quarter ever in January of 2019. So the world was shutting down, things were changing, and we had our best quarter. That just goes to that whole momentum and things like that that also are happening with our health and our wellness. We also rang the bell at NASDAQ, which is super awesome because that doesn't happen to every single company. And then for all you soccer fans out there, we also are um, the jersey sponsor for the Salt Lake City Real. So LifeVantage is all over. They may or may not know the product or what we're about, but all of you soccer fans may have already seen LifeVantage and didn't even know where that came from. So here are all the markets. So I just like to look at this one and think, okay, so who do I know there that I just want to maybe share information with and look at that broader opportunity for yourself. And then when we talk about giving back, and sharing, this is the heart really of LifeVantage. And it comes down to sharing their hearts with people, really going out and being servant leaders. And so I think it's one or two times a year, but I think it's once that they go down to Mexico and it's a lottery. Like people go and sign up to do this legacy build where you go down and you build with corporate staff, you build with families, and then you turn over houses to families in need, which is super fantastic. So when you think about this, whether it's the product or the business, all it is about sharing our hearts and sharing the love of people and things like that. So where do you go from here? Really, you're probably in one of three different places. Either you need more information, and so I would think, or you might want to become a customer and you're like, I love this information. I'm ready to go. I got to try this. I have to get this in my body. Or you may be saying, gosh, this is exciting. I want to join your team. I want to be surrounded by all of those people that choose to make a difference in the world. And so I would ask you kind of on a scale from 1 to 10 where you think you might be at, whether it's 1, not interested, or 10, I am ready for more information, or maybe you're a 7 and I just need a little bit more information, and either get back to myself or post a comment somewhere so that I can go ahead and follow up with you. Or if you're rewatching the replay and you're invited by somebody else, get back to them and tell them where you're at so that we can help you make a good decision for yourself. So with that, I just want to simply say thank you for being here and thank you for allowing me to share my heart and to share what I've learned over the last year.
Awesome. Thank you, Jen. Everybody have a great day. Thanks for watching the playback. Bye.
Thank you.